welcome to a new episode of the Fox and the Sheep podcast. My name is Lina and I'm coming to you from Vimmerby in Sweden. Today is December the 5th and that means we are in the middle of Advent time, one of my favorite times of the year, because it means you can make it cozy in your home and decorate for Christmas, and I think it's just the best time, the time before Christmas. Yes, you may have seen that I have started a little vlogmas. The first video is already out on YouTube and the next one will be out very soon. I will not put out a video every day, but I thought I will record a video every time I have something I want to share with you, some fun, beautiful Swedish or German traditions, and the next one will be out very soon. Yes, so let's get started with today's episode because I have a lot of things to show you and to talk about. So I get started by showing you some of my works in progress, I think. So the first one is a sweater I am knitting for my boyfriend. Looks like this. It's a iron sweater called Honeycomb sweater, and I found this pattern. It's a free pattern. I found it in a knitting blog, I think, called, let me see, yarnspiration.com, and there they suggest that you knit a back piece and a front piece, but I don't really like that, so I just knit it in around because there's no shaping. This is just straight all the way up to the in around instead. So you can see there are different kinds of cables. This cable in the middle, and then these both sides, and then some smaller ones on the sides. And the yarn I'm using is the Rerum Natura, the French company. It's an organic merino yarn, and I really love this yarn. It's really soft and squishy, and I think it's perfect for cables. And I can't wait to finish this sweater, and I really hope my boyfriend will like this sweater. And I really like this color. It's a little bit variegated, this yarn, if you can see. Not tweedy, but it had different kinds of beige and white, so really beautiful. I think I want to knit something for myself in this yarn sometimes when I have, maybe after Christmas when I have finished this one. Yes, that was the first work in progress. The next one is, let me see, a little rabbit, and that is a pattern by Claire Garland, and she makes the most amazing animal patterns. She's also known as Dotpebbles or Dotpebblesknits on Instagram. You should really check her out. She's really amazing when it comes to make the most fantastic patterns for animals. They look so real, and I bought this pattern in her Etsy shop. I think she has patterns in her Reverie store as well, but I think not all of them. So check her out. I will put all the information down below so you can find your way there. And I have knit the head and the back, and now I have to wait until I bought the eyes, because now you have to sew in the eyes, and then you close the head and stuff it, and finish the head, and then you knit the belly and finish it. So and it's really a great pattern if you have a lot of leftover scrap yarns, because you don't need a lot of yarn, and I just mixed a lot of scrap yarns together. I have some mohair in here and some sock yarn, and yeah, different kinds of yarns I had in my stash. So that's really great. So just mix it together, and so to give it this really nice variegated look. And I mixed in some mohair so to give it this little fluffy look as well, so it feels a little bit more like real hair. Yes, so I'm looking forward to finish this. It will be a Christmas gift for my little niece. So yeah, that was the second work in progress, and then I have one more. It's actually not a knitting project. It's, I will show you. Maybe you can guess. It's needle binding, and I'm right now needle binding a mitten. That's the first one. And needle binding is a really old technique. I think the first textile fragment I found was 6,000 BC or something, so really old, and way older than knitting and crocheting. And I learned this technique when I went to a folk high school. We have a lot of these folk high schools here in Sweden, and you can they have a lot of different courses you can go in singing or theater or different kind of crafts or writing. And yeah, I went a course in traditional textiles, so it was there I learned how to spin, how to weave, how to dye with the blend dyeing, natural dyeing, and also how to needle bind. And now it's a couple of years ago I did it the last time, so I didn't know if I would remember, but I had my needle I made when I went to the school. I had it left, so I just tried it, and yeah, I still remembered after some tries. Needle binding is basically you can't, when you're crocheting or knitting, you have your ball of yarn, but that doesn't work when you're needle binding, because you have to pull the yarn through all the time. So you're making knots. Basically, it's just a bunch of knots all the time you make. So you have to pull the yarn through all the time. So you have to you use a bit of yarn, and then when it's comes to the end, you felt it together with your new piece of yarn, and so on and so on. So yes, and I'm using, there's lots and lots of different techniques you can use when needle binding, and I'm using a technique that makes the fabric really thick. You can see it actually so thick it can just stand on my hand like this, because I want a pair of really warm mittens, and when these are finished they will be really warm. Maybe you can see that how thick my hands get. So you need quite some yarn for this. It's because it's a triple knitted mitten in this yarn weight, you could say. Yeah, so it's really fun. You don't have to think so much when needle binding. It's really simple when you know how to do it. Yeah. Maybe I filming when needle binding to show you, if you are interested. I could do that. Just let me know in the comment sections if you would like to see a little video how to needle bind, and I will make it for you. So yeah, that's the first mitten. I hope I will have them finished before it gets really cold here. Right now it's not so cold yet, so I have other mittens that are enough, but sometimes when it can get really cold here in Sweden, so then you need really warm mittens. Yes, that was all of my work in progress, so we can go on to my finished objects, because I have quite a lot finished objects. Yes, let's get started with, yeah, we can start with the shawl I'm wearing. Let me see. It's the Together shawl by Pia Kammerborn. Yeah, and I cast it on, I think, last week, because I wanted a simple project when watching a movie or something. So, and it's not really big. I didn't make it so big as suggested in the pattern, because I hadn't so much yarn. I just had one ball of this color, but I thought it was a little bit too small, and then I watched the Gentle Knitter podcast, and she had knit at the Together shawl as well, and she had made this garter edge on her shawl, and I thought it would look really good, so I took a new color and made a little garter edge to make it a little bit bigger, and now I really think it's perfect. It's perfect inside shawl. I don't have so many inside shawls, so that's perfect. The yarn I used is Triskelion yarn. It was a blend of silk, merino, and something more. I don't remember. I will put it down here. So yes, it has a little bit of a shine. You can see maybe from the silk. Yeah, and the pattern was really simple and really fast knit. I really liked it when you show. So great job here on this pattern. Yes, the next finished objects are actually 3 finished objects, because it's these little mice. And you may have guessed, this is also a pattern by Claire Garland, Dotpebbles. That is the other pattern I bought in her Etsy shop. This pattern is called White Mice, I think. Yeah, and I knitted them in different colors. The first one I made a white mouse, and then I used this beige, and the last one I just mixed some colors. And they're so cute. I really love them. It's so fast to knit one. The first one was a little bit tricky. I had to read the pattern over and over again to understand everything. But then when I well understood, it was really simple, and then it was really fast to knit the other two. I think I made this in like 2 or 3 hours. Yes. And these will be gifts for all the children in my family. I'm celebrating Christmas in Germany this year, and all of the kids in my family will get a little mouse. And I think I will knit some more, just because they're so cute and it's so fast, and you can use all your leftovers, and you really don't need a lot of yarn. And I stuffed it with some wool I had in my stash, and then when I stuffed it and sewn all the pieces together, you knit the body in one piece, and then you knit the front legs and the ears in separate, and then you sew them together. and when I have done it, I felted them in warm water and soap to form them a little bit more. And yes, and this smell still a little bit soapy. So yes, this is one finished object, and aren't they cute? So cute. Yes, the next finished object is also two actually, because it's the underwing mitts, first pair and second pair. I've shown you the yarn of this pair in the last episode, I think, and I knitted them in 2mm needles, and I think in a pattern it's so suggested 2.5 millimeters. I went down a little size because I would know it would be too big for my small hands, and they were still too big. You can see a little bit loose around my hand. But I really loved this pattern. It's so beautiful, and so I just made another one. And this time I went down a needle size again, so I went down to 1.5 millimeters, and I used lighter yarn. It's the Jameson Spindrift yarn, and I think it's maybe light fingering or fingering weight yarn. Yes, and these fit perfectly. I can show you. I think these are really great, and I've used them a lot. You can see they're already a little bit felted on this side, and I used two different colors for the wings because I couldn't decide, and I think it looks quite beautiful in two different colors. So, and this pair I will gift to someone in my family who has slightly bigger hands than me. Yes, I'm really happy with these. It's a really great pattern. The designer, her name is, oh, I don't have in my head. Oh, I put it down here, her name. Yeah, it's really a great pattern. And right now we have the underwing mitts knit along. I'm hosting it, and you can find more information about that in the Ravelry group. Yeah. So the next finished object, the last finished object I have, is a pair of socks, and I started to knit these socks a year ago, I think, and I think I showed you the first sock, this one, a year ago in my first episode. Must have been first or second episode recorded, and I didn't have enough yarn for a second sock, and I looked for it everywhere, and in every yarn shop I went to I looked for this yarn, but I couldn't find it. So a couple of weeks ago I decided to just knit the second sock in a different color, because I had one more ball of this yarn but not in the same color, so I knitted it in this color. Yep. And I don't mind that I don't have the same color. The pattern is Blomst Socks by Jessica Gore. You can find the pattern in Land Magazine issue number 2. I don't think you can buy it on Ravelry yet. I don't know really, but I really like this pattern. It's a toe up pattern, and I made trim and short row heel. I always make this heel when knitting toe up because it's really a quite small heel, and I have small feet and small heels, so it's perfect for me. And yeah, it's a pretty beautiful pattern. It's this small lace leaf pattern here on the side. Yes, and I think in Fiber Tales, not the last episode, but the episode before, she showed a pair of socks she made, and they were not the same. And she said something that I thought was really funny. She said, "They are not twins; they are sisters." And yeah, you could say they are not twins; they are sisters, or they maybe are twins, but they are not identical twins. I maybe told you that, but I am actually an identical twin. And when we grew up, me and my sister, we hated it when people would mix us up, and because of that, we never wore the same clothes. Always a different color. Sometimes we had the same clothes, but not in a different color. And when we were babies, my mom used to dress us in the same thing, but also different colors. I was always dressed in blue, and she was always dressed in pink. And when we got older, we just didn't like that anymore as well, so we changed up completely and never had the same clothes. So yeah, we didn't look as identical. So when she had short hair, I had long hair, and when I had long hair, she had short hair, and so on. So that everyone would mix us together all the time. So yeah, these are twins, but not identical twins. Yes, that was all of my finished objects, I think. Don't have forgotten anything, no? So I can go on to talk a little bit about our knit-alongs that I'm currently hosting. And the first one is the Underwing Mitts call. Yes, for these mitts. And I thought we could finish this knit-along on the 15th of December. I wanted to finish it a little bit earlier, but I saw yesterday that some of you have just started your mitts. So yeah, we can keep on a couple of more weeks so we can finish. But I would like to send away all the prizes before Christmas, because then I'm going to Germany and I'm staying there for a couple of weeks, so I want to send them to you before that. So I think the 15th will be a good date. And then we have the Moonlight Traveler Mittens knit along, and we can also finish that on the 15th, so I can just send you all the prices at once together. Yeah. And I wanted to show you the prices for the knit-alongs. So the prices for the Underwing Mitts will be, there will be 3 prizes to win for this. And the first prize is this shawl pin. Yeah, I made, it's a barn owl feather ring, and you can use it as a shawl pin or for a vest, or maybe in your hair. I've tried it and it works in my hair, but I have quite heavy hair, so yes. The second prize is a skein I dyed myself. It's natural dyed with madder root, and it's organic merino yarn from Germany, German merino sheep. So it's not quite as soft. It feels a little bit more rustic than other merino wool. And the third prize is this skein, and this is Swedish, pure Swedish yarn from Swedish sheep, spun in Sweden, and it's it's also natural dyed with avocado, and yeah, it's 100 grams skein, and this as well. So these 3 prices will be for the underwing mitts knit along, and for the moonlight traveler mittens there will be 2 prices, and the first prize will be these 2 balls of Jameson's of Shetland Spindrift. And the second prize will be thanks to Pia Carborn. She sent me 2 mitten kits from her lovely Beastly Mittens. Too. Thank you so much, Pia. That was so kind of you. Yeah, she sent me 1 for you and 1 for myself. Yes, and I thought this one, these are the 2 colors she sent me, and I chose this one. So this one will be for one of you, and yeah. So these 2 prizes for the Moonlight Traveler mittens, and these 3 for the underwing mitts knit along. Yeah, and the end date will be the 15th of December. So if you don't finish yet, hurry up so you can win some of these prizes. Yes, and I have some news. On the 14th of December I will open the shop again. I don't have a time yet. I will let you know on my Instagram what time I will open the shop, but it will be the 14th of December. And I will have lots of new nostopins in my shop and some new things like these darning eggs, for example. I made for mending socks, and I think I will make some more as well. Yes, and I will show you some of the nostopins. One is already painted. It's this snowy owl with a little chick on the side. So this one will be in the shop, and then I have some finished but not yet painted, and the first one is this little Arctic fox sleeping. Yes, and then I have one more fox. This will be a red fox sitting. It's carved in oak wood. And then I have a little bird. This will be a red cardinal. I have ordered some really brilliant red oil paint, and I can't wait to paint it. I think it will look really beautiful. Yes, and then I have a little mouse. I was so inspired when knitting my little mice, so I had to carve one as well. I have never carved a little mouse, so I thought it would be a little Christmassy. I wanted to make lots of Christmassy animals, and I asked on Instagram a couple of weeks ago what you would suggest for Christmassy animals, and I got a lot of response. That was really great, and a lot of you wrote down animals I could carve for this Christmas update, and it gave me a lot of inspiration, so thank you so much for that. I was really happy to see read all of your comments. It's really fun. Yes, that was that. I will put out more information about this shop update really soon, with all the information when I will open it and show you all of the nostopins that will be in the shop when I have painted all of them. Yes, that was everything from me today. I will probably not record another big episode before Christmas because I'm flying to Germany pretty soon, and then I will be occupied with my family. But I will record more Vlogmas episodes, and yes, but I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, or how we say in Sweden, God Jul och ett gott nytt år. And yes, I see you in the new year. Oh, have a great, cozy, loving time with your family over the holidays. Yeah, and I see you. Bye.